Wales, Fiji. Oh, man. Hands down, game of the World Cup so far. Holy shit. I backed Fiji by 3. And man, they could have fucking right at the end, quacking right at the end. They could have snuck that in. Oh man, I'm gonna stay on Fiji first. So unlucky. So unlucky, man. I'd say unlucky, and I'm gonna talk. Let me get it out of the way. The Wales were warned over and over and over and over on their defensive line about ongoing infringements. The ref was pounding them over and over, warning after warning after warning. Every time, next time's a yellow, or next team warning, warning, warning. They then hop down to the other side of the field. One thing happens to Fiji and they get yellow carded. Is World Rugby not seeing this? And it's like, you don't want to harp on the ref and stuff like that, but man, it's kind of like a big highlighter where it's like, I mean, we can see what's happening here. We can see what's happening here. That makes no sense. So I see it was put out on social media that the ref that game was Welsh. Is Welsh or was born in Wales. That's also not a good look neither. Again, I don't want to be barking on refs, but when you're warning one team, but then you penalize the other team or yellow card the other team for it, when the team that you warned were infringing way more, like it does not make sense. And then that team that you don't yellow card goes on to win the game by only a handful of points. It's tough, man. I said it before like the Fiji's game when they won against England. They're so how their game has evolved. We've always known Fiji to be the elusive runners, strong runners, to throw that 50-50 pass. How their game has evolved now to show patience in attack. They hit like 9 or 10 rucks easy now. And it's going, and there's variation around it. It's Frank Lomani's going left or he's going right. There's always runners. And you know, when they make a break, there's 5 options every single time. That Naya Kalevu, I hope I've said that right, and Semi Radradra, them two in the centers. But I would say predominantly Naya Kalevu because he's their captain, he's their leader. So instrumental for them, man. He leads by example. Straight running, his ability to straighten the line, so getting drift balls, step straight in the line, and always have an offload option, out of this world, man. And you got someone like Semi Radradra running that offload option. Holy shit. And that was the try that he set up then for the 7 flank to score. That's just straightening the line, getting your centers to tackle on both sides of you. You've got an offload, and you've got Semi Radradra. Oh, man. Sheesh, you wouldn't want to tackle those guys. And then later on in the game, Tuisova comes on. But he's built like a vending machine that can run fast. Imagine a vending machine full of drink, water, chocolates running at you with big calves on it. And he's fast. And he looks like he's going to round you. You go to commit to tackle, and he fucking drops the shoulder. Sheesh, man, he scored a lovely try as well. Just that ability to run straight, but when you think he's going to run over you, the little step run through. They've got like I've said, anytime Fiji make a break, they've got 3 or 4 options to play. The support runners, so good for Fiji. I do think that at the start of the game, they might have kicked a little bit too much. Like that's not in Fiji's repertoire, I feel like. The up and under kicks, like, no, man. If you catch it from the 10, run, boy, run. You've got that natural ability to run. Use it. What I did love about, yes, we know they lost, but what I did love about Fiji they fought right till the bloody end, and they could have won it right at the end there. I feel like that was that last option, the triple skip pass was not the best option to take. There was a couple of runners running short shaped lines, could have maybe played there, and would have been an easier kick as well, because he had to kick, or they obviously had to score first, but then they had to kick the conversion. Man, so leave Semi Radradra alone, man. That was a shocker, like a terrible pass. That ball skidded over the deck. Tough one to take, man. And I know they will be gutted about that. But that just sets up that group, man. The Fiji-Australia game this weekend is going to be hot, because Fiji have to win that one, man. So that's going to be hot. So unlucky to the Bullers, man. I know they'll come back screaming, not kicking, running and screaming. It's going to be a good game, the Fiji-Aussie one. Let's go to Wales, man. Good on them for winning that one. Also tough, man. That would have been physical. There would have been so many sore bodies. I know I talked about the centers for Fiji, but man, Wales centers were just as hot running straight. George North broke the line right off the bat. I think it was first move. That option where the 9 will hit to the 12, the 10 loops, and the 13's running that short, man, the defense, the 13, you're in all sorts. You've got a player running straight at you. You've got someone out the back. You've got the 15 joining the line on your outside channel. Who do you take? You don't have 3 shoulders. You've only got 2. And even then, 2 guys running at you. So they did that. George North went straight through. And then the second time they did, I think in the second half, George North scored. Again, they played that short ball. That's with a no look, where they look out the back and play the short ball. So that was good. That was good to watch. What I've loved about all teams really is after line breaks. And I think this is where what separates the great teams or the successful teams from the others is after line breaks is how the team reacts then. Because a lot of the times people get very jittery and the first runner wants to fucking take the ball up, and that's not all the time the best option. And how they react off that, the patience shown there. I think they absorbed Fiji's pressure really well. Like I said, Fiji were good at building phases, both sides of the ruck, and Wales defended their dicks off. Jack Morgan leading the pack, the captain. Man, he can tackle. I'm not even going to get to his cross kick. Are you kidding me? A flanker hitting a cross kick for a try? Whew. He'd be definitely, that's going up on his, I don't know, he might make that as an NFT and just keep it on his wall somewhere. They did find a lot of space again on the 13 channel, again with those loops. So then again, like I said, then 13 is your hardest position to defend, especially when you've got players looping. You'll have the 10 looping, the blindside winger looping. Then you've got a short runner. And he's almost, and players are playing so flat at the line, you almost have to guess the 13. And they found a bit of space there. I love Dan. How about Dan Bigger's just intensity? Man, it was one time where George North didn't pass. It was a turnover. So we know with a turnover, you want to shift the ball. And there was a turnover, Bigger shifted the ball to George North. He had players on his outside and he took the tackle and Fiji got a turnover. And Dan Bigger ripped him a new one. Love that passion, man. I think Warren Gatlin, coach of Wales, come out afterwards and saying he loves it as well. Dan Bigger's keeping players accountable, because we know if Dan Bigger fucks up, he's going to be just as hard on himself. And he's the talent, like the 10 is your man. He's the quarterback. You've seen on all NFL how the quarterbacks get up their players if their defensive guys aren't looking after him, you fucking give it to him, or quack and give it to him. So, man, that's good. I love that passion, man. That passion, you need that. It means so much to them. I think that's Dan Bigger and George North, very instrumental for Wales. If Wales are going to do well this World Cup, it's going to be off the back of those guys, man. They're so vital for them in making decisions in critical situations.